have to be really sensible the night before an exam, else I literally can't get to sleep. And it's just a little hack that makes me feel a lot more prepared on the day. After months and months of work, I'm gonna sit this and then my January exams are gonna be over. If an exam's gone awful, I do just cry, which has caused me a lot of stress. My loves, and welcome back to my channel. So this is the big week. I have my two main exams for my January medicine exams coming up this week, and I don't know if you can tell, but I am feeling a little bit jittery and nervous, but I thought I would bring you all along, see what I get up to during exam season, my study routine. If you do like the sound of today's video, then please remember to give it a big thumbs up, and if you are new, then hi, welcome. My name is Anna. I'm a second year medical student studying at the University of Birmingham, and we just have a little bit of something for everyone here on this channel, from uni, lifestyle, productivity, medicine, and it would mean the world if you decided to stick around, click that little button and subscribe. Anyway, right now it is actually Monday morning and my first exam is tomorrow, and how these exams work is they are all of my main modules. So my renal module, my immunology module, my cardiovascular module and my health and services module are all combined into 2 3-hour exams, and you have to pass these exams else you have to do the retakes in the summer. So they are quite a big deal. Fortunately, I have a couple of exams out of my way that I had last week, so they gave me a little bit of confidence, but these are definitely the harder exams and there's just way more content to go over. So this morning I got up at 7, and first thing, like every study morning, I write myself a little to-do list of all the things I want to do today, and then I also time block it onto another to-do list. This just kind of keeps me on track and makes sure I'm fitting everything in, and also helps me keep motivated. So I just did an hour of my cardiovascular system, got ready, and then I'm gonna go and have a little break, get some breakfast, and then get back to work after. If you are not new here, it will be no surprise of what I had for breakfast. Of course, I went and grabbed my overnight oats. I really am a creature of habit, and I would probably say I have a porridge nearly every single day of the year for breakfast, and it just sets me up in the best way to start the day. I then headed off and did an hour of my renal module, and the day before a mixed exam, I just spread all of the modules evenly and tried to do a little bit of everything, unless there's one module I'm finding particularly hard, which in this case was my renal module, so I did a bit extra work on this. Of course, every hour I plan another tree on my forest app, and this really helps me stay motivated. I mainly did practice questions, but I also went through some of the revision PowerPoint lectures and just made sure that I really understood all of the topics, and anything that I still wasn't sure on, I then went into YouTube to watch a few more videos on, just to really consolidate my understanding. It has just gone at 1 o'clock and I've just been doing practice questions all morning. The day before an exam, I really like to just cram out as many questions as possible, and I do this on Peerwise, which our university set up for us, and it's just loads of questions written by students for students, so it means that it's going to be questions that are really relevant to my course. And then I'm also going to see if I can try and find some past papers or anything that I can go through like that this afternoon. However, now my brain needs a proper break and some food for lunch. Even though I do work in hours and then have 15-minute breaks, that's just what works better for me. I definitely need a longer break now, and then I'm also going to go and get my meal prep, which of course I've made for my lunches this week. Just really quick and easy, no fuss, grab it straight out the fridge and pop it in the microwave. This week's meal prep for lunch was this delicious lentil tomato dal. I always think meal prepping saves so much time and means you get something really yummy and healthy for lunch. After a proper break, I then got back to my renal module and did some practice quizzes, which was set quite a while ago, but they were so helpful to go over because they're the most similar thing that we have to the exam. So it's now actually 3:30, and now would be the perfect time that I would normally take myself off to the gym, get in a proper workout, get in some endorphins. However, I don't know if you watched my vlog last week, but I have been really poorly over this exam season. I think I basically managed to get a chest infection, and I do feel a lot better this week, but I'm off skiing at the end of the week with uni. Our uni ski trip is now back on, now the French borders are opening. It's all very exciting and very manic. I really don't want to be ill for it, and the last time I went to the gym, I felt absolutely horrific afterwards, and I can't afford to feel that poorly with A, exams, or B, going skiing. However, that being said, it is so important to me and my mental well-being, and making sure that my head is in the right space to make sure I still do some exercise during exam season. So I'm going to grab the dog and go on a walk, and then we're also going to do a little bit of yoga later. I always think exercise is one of the first things that people cut out during a stressful time. However, it's honestly so important to actually calm yourself down and also keep your head focused and clear, and just keep yourself in a really good mental place. So these little walks walks have been so essential during exam season until a slight disaster happened on the walk, but that is the exception. So I'm back from my walk and I had such a lovely walk, although whilst I was walking, I've managed to drop you in the mud, which has caused me a lot of stress because now my camera lens isn't shutting or opening, it's just staying like this, which I'm quite stressed about because these cameras are so expensive and I can't actually believe I managed to drop it in the mud. I was recording Max and he just ran straight into me and I dropped it in a pile of mud and my heart literally sank. But I've done all that I can right now to try and repair you, and I'm determined to not let it distract me from my exams. So the good news is I can still record, I just can't turn my camera off. So we're going to crack on with some more work this afternoon and hope that you decide to magically fix yourself. Everybody pray for the camera. I then just did one last hour of my renal module, going through my Anki flashcards and then also going over one of the question boards and checking that I knew the answers for everything and doing active recall this way. Just about to do my last hour and I'm going to do my health and services module. I have to say I am feeling a little bit nervous for this exam. I always get a little bit like this the night before my exam, and doing past questions is really helpful, but also the ones that you get wrong, it stresses me out so much. However, you have to keep telling yourself I've literally done my absolute best. I've worked so hard for these exams and that is all that I can ask of myself. So I'm just going to do another hour and then we're going to have a really calm, relaxed night, make sure we're settled and refreshed for the exam tomorrow. I always like to structure my day so I do my harder modules and things I'm finding hardest first thing in the morning or earlier on when I have more motivation and also my brain is more fresh and ready to learn. This means that I save my easier module, which is my health and services module, towards the end of the day when I'm a bit more tired, and it also means that I finish on a slightly higher note rather than really struggling on something at the end of the day. It's got to that point where I really just feel like I could keep going and I've gone into a little bit of a manic mode. But I know what's good for me the night before an exam is completely stopping, making sure I take enough time, get a good night's sleep. My exam is literally 3 hours tomorrow, so the last thing I need to be is tired. I want my brain to be there, focused and ready. So I've just finished everything off by cleaning my desk, tidy desk, tidy mind, and then I've also planned out all my exam times so that whole exam is broken up into the different modules, and I've just broken up the whole exam so I make sure that I finish each module in time and leave enough time to make sure that I can check over everything in the end. And it's just a little hack that makes me feel a lot more prepared on the day. Right now I'm going to go and get some dinner and then I'm going to do my whole little evening routine before an exam to make sure I get a good night's sleep and wind down. So somehow it's actually 8:30. I've just been looking at all of the details for my ski trip on Friday. All of the times for the coaches and everything it came out, which was really exciting. So I had to look into that. Anyway, this is completely irrelevant to my exam. Hence why I'm now sat on my yoga mat. I'm about to do some yoga to get myself in a really calm, good headspace. It just really settles me and I see a huge difference in everything and my outlook on everything when I do yoga. The next part of my routine is this phone is literally about to go downstairs. It is at 9 o'clock and I turn off all electrical devices just to make sure I get as good a night's sleep as possible, and I just find it really distracting to be on my phone, so I'll probably end up having a little check of it tomorrow morning, knowing me, but towards an exam I'm just on it as little as possible. I just think there's loads of outside noise and I find it really stressful being on my phone, so I just try to minimize being on it. So instead I'm going to go and run myself a really lovely bath. I don't know what it is about baths and showers before an exam that I just find so relaxing. I'm going to stick in a little bath bomb, put on some music and a candle, and then go and read my book for a little bit so I feel fresh and ready for the exam in the morning. Good morning everyone. So today is the day I have my exam. I have to say I'm feeling a little bit nervous, but it's all okay. Hopefully when you see me next I'm going to have a very happy smile on my face, feel like the exam has gone well, and yeah, let's do this. We can do this. Positive affirmations. It's going to be a good exam and we're going to smash it. After of course a big coffee and a bowl of porridge for good luck and some brain fuel, it was then time to say goodbye to everyone, turn all electrical devices off and head upstairs for my 3-hour exam. So I've literally just finished one exam. I feel like I look so hot and flappy, but that was the short answer question paper, and out of the two of my short answer and multiple choice I don't like this one as much, but touch wood, gonna touch this wood. I actually don't think it went horrifically. I mean, I'm not crying, and that's always a good sign. If an exam's gone awful, I do just cry. But it's done now, half of it out of the way. I'm gonna take a little bit of time to just sit down and think about what modules went well, what modules I think I need to work on, because what they do is they combine the results for these two papers. So any modules that I think I did really bad on, basically I really need to do really well for the multiple choice on Thursday, and I'm just gonna spend a little bit of extra time going over those subjects over the next couple of days. I do think a lot about exams is actually exam strategy, so I always find thinking about what came up in the first paper so it's unlikely to come up in the second paper is a really helpful trick, and also thinking about what modules you did worse in. So then after a long lunch break and a catch up with my mum, I decided that I wanted to plant a couple more trees on the Forest app, and I actually did my cardiovascular module because I strangely found this one of the hardest modules on the paper, and I really wasn't expecting to, so I really wanted to focus my attention on this over the next couple of days. I'm sure you can tell, but I'm feeling very weary and very much need a break. So I'm going to get outside, get some fresh air, and hope that revitalises me. After a lovely walk and refresh with a crazy dog Max and managing not to drop my camera this time, although it is still broken to this day, I then did an hour of my health and services module because my brain was very tired and I didn't feel up to doing anything else. So I decided this was going to be my last hour doing practice questions for this module to leave some more time to focus on the modules that I was finding harder. Somehow it is now actually 7 o'clock. I just spent the last hour doing a few bits and bobs I needed to get sorted. I had some really exciting YouTube emails that I needed to reply to. I also needed to sort my returns out because I've been ordering, I don't know if I can show you. Ooh! This is my pile of stuff that I'm accumulating for my ski trip, and I've ordered rather few too many bits, but I'm so excited, and of course I'm going to vlog it all as well, but we need to get through exam season first. During exam season, I think it's more important than ever to have a really good evening routine, and mine always consists of having a long dinner with my family and then doing at least half an hour of yoga to just wind down and switch off for the evening before having a long bath and bath bomb and then getting an early night and off to bed. Good morning everyone. So it is now the last day of full revision. I'm literally so happy that it's the last full day of exam season. My final exam is tomorrow, but we have one more day of revision and practice questions to get through. I got up at 7 and it's now actually 20 to 8. I just got up, did some yoga and then got ready for the day. I'm just going to spend 20 minutes doing some emails and a few other bits and bobs that I want to get done so I can start the day with a fresh head and fully concentrate on the exam tomorrow. After breakfast, I then got back to work and of course set my forest timer. I actually decided to treat myself to buy some new trees on the app, so I was planting something more interesting, and honestly if you haven't got on this app already, I find it so motivating to keep in deep focus and not go on any distracting devices. I then started with another hour of questions for my cardiovascular system, and what I do on the last few days before exams is whilst I'm doing the practice questions, I edit my Anki flashcards if I get the question wrong. I just really find this helps make the connection between the flashcard and the question to see what I'm not understanding or what I'm not getting right, and editing the flashcard always helps me do this. I then moved on to my renal module and did an hour of questions from a textbook that I actually hadn't done any of the questions for. I tend to like to save a lot of the questions and quizzes towards exam season just because I think they're a really good tool to help you revise, especially when we have a really limited number of questions that are related to our lectures. I find it best to save them after I've learnt the content before moving on to one more hour of my immunology module, which did start as my least favourite module, but I've worked really hard on this and I'm actually feeling a lot more confident about it now, and I found making a big mind map to piece all of the bits together on my iPad was a really helpful extra tool along the side of Anki. So it's now actually 1:15 and I've just been doing loads of practice questions. However, it is definitely getting to that point in revision season where my brain is just feeling completely scrambled and a little bit weary, to be honest, so I need to be really careful not to do too much today. So I've just got to think to myself, I have one last push this afternoon, then we are done with revision for one half of the exam season anyway. So we've just got to get through that last little bit, but I'm going to give my brain a proper break now, go and get some brain fuel, have some lunch and sit down and then get back to it after. So we're all very aware I am a creature of habit, so take 2 guesses where I'm off to. Yeah, we are about to head off on a walk. I've got my big Zara coat on and I'm just going to go and grab the dogs. I'm going to take Max and Bramble today. Bramble is our other family dog and sometimes she doesn't come on the walk because she is a little bit old, but it is such a lovely day today and she has a lot of energy, so we're going to take her as well, so that is a treat. And I know my days do get a little bit repetitive, so I'm sorry if you are bored, but it's the last day of this routine. However, I just thrive off having a routine and sticking to habits, and it means that you don't have to think about things and it kind of forces you to do them if they are naturally part of your routine. Look how happy she is to go on the walk. You excited? Come on then, Bramble. Crazy dog is here too. You can say hello to everyone. Max, what are you doing? Max, come here. I always find having a hot drink on the side of revision makes it that tiny little bit easier. So for the last couple of hours of revision for this exam season, I had my lemon and ginger tea and started with an hour of my cardiovascular system and did the quizzes on CV physiology, which is an amazing resource. I then did one last hour of my immunology module and did the practice questions, as well as just going over the mind maps that I'd made on the subject and really consolidated my understanding before finishing off for the evening. It has just gone 7 o'clock and a very tired looking Anna is now finished with revision. It feels so good actually to know that that is it done for these exams. I've done all that I can. I've literally worked my absolute hardest. I just finished off by planning out all of my exam times. I've actually spent a lot longer planning this out at this time because last time I really wanted to know how long I had to spend on each question. So I've gone onto the assessments just to see exactly how many questions there are for each different module. So I've really broken this one down, so I've got a little timetable for the exam that I want to stick to make sure that I stay on track and don't run out of time. But right now it is time to head downstairs and get myself some dinner. I am absolutely starving after a really long day. Then after dinner, of course, I'm going to do my whole little evening routine. I have to be really sensible the night before an exam, else I literally can't get to sleep. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I get really nervous, so I have to just make sure that I take some time for me and do all my little tricks that I know really help calm me down. So we're going to go and get some dinner, do all of that, and then get to sleep, and I shall see you all in the morning for my very last exam. Good morning everyone. So I'm literally just about to set up and settle down for my last exam. I can't quite believe after months and months of work I'm going to sit this and then my January exams are going to be over. It's going to be such a huge relief to have it done, but I just want to make sure I do my absolute best. So I've just got to breathe, tell myself that I can do this. Wish me luck in the comments and I'll see you in 3 hours time. I am literally still shaking. That is me all finished. I've just finished my MCQ paper and that is my January exams over. I think that went a bit better than my long answer paper. I just genuinely hate those papers and I don't know why, but I prefer multiple choice. Even though I do find it harder, I think it just suits my style of learning better. I'm going to spend a few minutes just sitting and thinking about what went well for the exams, what I want to improve on and what I want to take into next term. And then also, of course, I have this whole ski trip to manically pack and get ready for, and I also need to edit my whole revision study vlog, which will be up by now. So I am going to go and sort everything out before I start my ski trip vlog tomorrow. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on that, and also comment below if you've had exams or you've got exams coming up, how you're feeling or how you got along, because remember, we are all in this together. Anyway, I hope you'll have an amazing rest of your week and I'll see you all so soon. Bye!